Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for the Nevada Department of Corrections. I am Sergeant Smith, the Academy Commander for the Nevada Department of Corrections in the Northern Training Division. At this time, I would like to ask everyone to please stand and remove your hats for the posting of the colors and remain standing for the national anthem sung by Officer Sidney Morris from Northern Nevada Correctional Center.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's
Reset. Arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly gleaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, you may be seated. Thank you, Officer Morris. It's now my pleasure to introduce the graduating class.
Class, raise that arm. Order, arm. Class, are you physically prepared to accept the duties of peace officers? Sir!
Senior Rontes and Officer Kibbe, is this class prepared to become peace officers today?
Sergeant, this class is physically prepared to accept the responsibility as peace officers. Sergeant, this class is mentally prepared to accept the responsibility as peace officers.
Senior Rontes and Officer Kibbe, thank you for your tireless efforts in preparing this class. You may retire. Class, you may be seated. Thank you all for being here today. These cadets have worked tirelessly over the last 8 weeks to prove they are capable of becoming the newest peace officers in the state of Nevada. They have studied administrative regulations, Nevada revised statutes, and administrative codes. They've become proficient in defensive tactics as well as firearms. And my team of dedicated training professionals and I are extremely proud of these cadets, as I'm sure you all are today. Today marks a significant milestone in their lives, one that is a testament to their resilience, determination, and the power of transformation. As you stand here ready to embark on a new chapter, I want to extend a heartfelt congratulations to each of you for the dedication and hard work that has brought you to this moment. Your journey to this point has not been an easy one. It has been marked by challenges and obstacles that many cannot even begin to comprehend. Despite the hardships, you have persevered. You chose to embrace the challenges even when everything in your head said no. Like OC Day. There's nothing better than spending the day reading a PowerPoint with information regarding an exhilarating effects of OC spray, knowing you're just hours from experiencing something so indescribable, but it'll make you feel so alive at the same time. I can still hear some of your screams after having the level 1 exposure. Or the defensive tactics, where you got to test your luck rolling with one of our black belts from Poland. On a more serious note, education is a powerful tool. It empowers us, opens doors, and provides the foundation upon which we can build new lives. Through your studies, you have gained the knowledge and skills that will serve you well beyond the fences you're about to enter. But more than that, you have proven to yourselves and to others that you're capable of change, adapting to pressured situations where quick judgment and assessment can mean the difference between a confrontation and a conversation. But most importantly, you all are capable of achieving great things. This time, we have one of our cadets put together a video of their experiences, and we'd like to play that. All right, so that's just a little taste of what they got to go through. You can tell OC Day was their favorite day. It was also mine and the instructors. We have a great time doing that. At this point, it's now my honor to introduce our distinguished guest. Director from the Department of Corrections, James Zarenda. Deputy Director of Programs, Emily Testweed. Deputy Director of Prison Industries, Bill Kuenga. Carson City Sheriff Ken Furlong. Retired Associate Warden Wes Mattice. Warden of Northern Nevada Correctional Center, John Henley. Associate Warden of Northern Nevada Correctional Center, Rob Hartman. Associate Warden of Lovelock Correctional Center, Daniel Collier. I'd also like to pay my respects to my training staff, Lieutenant Caitlin Malm. Sergeant Herzog can't be here today. His son's graduating from the military. Employee Development Manager Chad Ventures, there he is, and Officer Kibbe and Senior Officer Arantes. We also have Dave Goolish from Lakes Crossing and the Supervisor Hercules Ward, also from Lakes Crossing. Thank you all for taking your time to be here today. And it's now my pleasure to introduce Chaplain Dyer for our affirmation of faith. Chaplain Dyer started at Northern Nevada at Warm Springs Correctional Center as an officer, and he's progressed to our chaplain currently.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everybody. First, I'd like to say congratulations. I sat right there where you did, where you are. I want to say my door is always open. I'm the chaplain for religious services, religious needs of offenders, but if I'm not a chaplain to the staff, when you need me, I'm not doing my job. If you need a sounding board, a set of ears, my door's always open. If you're at Lovelock, my phone's always open. If you need me to come to your unit or your house or whatever it is on my off hours, I'm there. Don't hesitate to call me. We all need someone sometimes to talk to. All right? Bow your heads if you would. Father, I thank you for this great morning. I thank you for this great group of cadets that is starting a new career. Lord, in Matthew, you said that blessed are the peacemakers, and they are the peacemakers, keeping our community, our public, us inside the fences safe. I thank you for them. I pray that you would give them wisdom when they need it, knowledge when they need it, bring that knowledge that they've learned in this academy to their minds when they need it at the right time. I also thank you for their family, Lord, that is there to encourage them. Lord, when they have a bad day, when they come home, Lord, that they can use their family and their family will be there to encourage them and remind them of how good they are and what a great job they're doing. I thank you. I pray that you would bless everybody here, keep all the officers, all the public safe here, and we give you all praise and all glory in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Today, our keynote speaker is Sheriff Ken Furlong. Ken Furlong was born and raised in Carson City, Nevada. He graduated from Carson High School in 1975. While employed as a Carson City Fire Department dispatcher, he enlisted in the United States Air Force in 1978. During his Air Force career, Furlong earned associate's degree in police science, another associate's degree in criminal justice, and a bachelor's degree in criminal administration. Furlong retired from the United States Air Force of Special Investigations in 1998. Furlong continued his work in law enforcement and accomplished numerous detachment major crimes investigator assignments, including Narcotics Task Force Investigator, Enhanced Criminal Operations, and Superintendent of Operations. Prior to his election to the office of sheriff in 2003, Furlong was employed with the Department of Public Safety Investigations Divisions for Major Crimes and Parole and Probation for Offender Supervision. Furlong's organizational priorities include deterring crime, employing the most qualified individuals, treating citizens with the utmost professionalism and courteousness, communicating with the community, and effective budget management. Sheriff?
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Congratulations. You did touch on one thing that I want to reemphasize. We look to employ the very, very best, and each and every one of you have reached that pillar. And I am so excited about the young men and women that are coming into the public safety career fields today. They're bringing in such enthusiasm, such innovations, and it's exciting me every single day. And what a great day it is. I don't think you're going to get anything better than this under the Christmas tree. I really don't. This is a super day, and I hope you spend the rest of the day and the evening here on the Capitol grounds with your families and such. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears over the last couple of months, right? By your instructors, not by you guys, okay? They've really tried hard. Lord. I want to talk to you for a moment about what it is to be an officer. And it may sound a little bit strange, but let me try and characterize it here. Imagine a three-legged stool, okay? That is your life, and that is what you're embarking on. And as long as those legs are even and are controlled, that stability in your life will be maintained. The first leg of that stool represents your career. Your career is going to be very challenging. Today does not mark the end of your training, it marks the beginning of your trainings that will continue to go on and on throughout your career, keeping up with the changes, the new techniques, the new innovative policies and practices, the way we handle the criminal justice system. Your career begins every single day. And as you step into your work environment, each step allows you, based on your commitment and your own enthusiasm and your drive, to prepare yourself for that next move in your career. One of the challenges that I present to you is each and every day is a new opportunity for a new vision. I hope that each of you enjoys that career. It's immensely rewarding. You don't stand alone. We all stand together. And there is nobody that is vitally more important than any one. It is us all. Your careers are critical, they are essential, and I beg that you continue that progress throughout your career. Second leg of the stool is the family. It's absolutely critical. You know, if we were to sit back and say, well, wait, we got you for 40 hours a week. Yeah, that's a joke too. We got you for 40 hours a week, okay? But your family is absolutely critical to your career. That family support. We demand an awful lot of our officers throughout the state. And the public demands an awful lot of our officers throughout the state. But that family support is absolutely essential. Your wife is not your training tool on new techniques to draw them down, okay? Don't be doing that to your family. Support your family. Take your vacations. Celebrate your holidays. Your family is probably the most critical piece of your future. And it's very easy to lose track of that when we work and strive and continue to grow and pursue those things. But don't do that takedown with your wife. Don't interrogate your children. I say wives and husbands and significant others. Don't interrogate your children. Spend time with the family. That is one of the most healthy things that you can do. And families, remind them of that constantly. They were hired, they were brought on for who they are and who they were and what we saw in the lights of their eyes. We don't want them to change, we want them to grow. So take time with your family at every single opportunity. There is nothing more important than that. Let's talk about that third leg of the stool. If any leg is out of balance, your career is in jeopardy. That third leg is an essential, critical piece to you. And that's who you are. What are your hobbies? What are your interests? What do you do when there is no family around? There is a day off and you're all alone. How do you enjoy yourself, de-escalate? How do you bring yourself down? What do you enjoy doing? What brought that light in your eyes to us that said you are the best person for this job? The moment you start putting yourself aside and not paying attention to that, that stool becomes off center. And when it becomes off center, your career and your family become in jeopardy. Your family is a part of you, but you are an individual in and of yourself. I implore you, continue your hobbies, reading, bicycle riding, exercising, whatever it is that makes you who you are. You must commit to continuing that. We hired you for who you presented to be. If you lose those three, any of those three pillars, that career, that family, or yourself, you no longer are the person that we wanted. We need you to commit to that. It is absolutely essential. We talk in law enforcement about mental health and the challenges that we face in our society with mental health. You're going to see this on a daily basis. But that mental health goes two ways, in and of yourself as well. You have to commit to yourself to a lifestyle that balances your career. And some of us get that drive to go, I want to be that sergeant, so I'm going to spend a little bit more time over here. Well, then your chair is off balance, okay? Some of us get that drive to go, well, I'm not going to answer the phone because I know the sergeant's calling me into work. No, it's a balance. And some of us forget that hobby that we had, that made us who we are, that drew our families together, that represented our parents. Who are you? When you're alone, who are you? The integrity of law enforcement is critical, okay? But the mental health of you, as you set out on the next career, 20, hopefully 30, right? Maybe? It's a real challenge. There is nothing more important than in our career field than to looking out after the people who we employ, okay? Take the guidance. Take the guidance that your supervisors have, that your administrators put forward. Take the time to de-escalate. Take the time to get those things off of you. Utilize those resources that we have within our organizations that are here to help. That is not a sign of weakness, that is a sign of strength. But your family is something you have to put that effort into, okay? Your career, I'm positive from these instructors here, your career is set to achieve. You will achieve. As long as you have that internal fortitude and that family with you. I want to thank you and I want to congratulate you all, each of you. None of us acts alone, and we all act together. We have a wonderful new environment, if you want to call it that, new enthusiasm, new generation of officers coming on board. And it's funny because they are both younger and they are older, but they bring in such enthusiasm to our communities. They bring in such safety to our communities. They bring in such professional knowledge and expertise into our communities. It will continue to grow. And I want to congratulate you. Be with your families today. Be here on this just an absolutely perfect timing for a graduation here in the holiday season. But look out after yourselves and your friends. I want to end it with this. Your careers, your families, and yourselves. The hardest challenge we have is to be critical of each other. If you see your friends coming off balance, say the word. Say the word. There's not a representative here in this room or a family member in this room that would not reach out to help. We can't be blind to the folks that we work with. Congratulations. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I look forward to this. Thank you all very, very much, especially the instructors.
Thank you, Sheriff. We also have an inspirational speakers here today. It's going to be Wes Matthijs. Wes began working for the Nevada Department of Corrections in September of 1985 as a correctional officer, trainee, and then to an officer at Nevada State Prison. Became a journey-level correctional officer after 2 years. He promoted to senior officer in 1992, sergeant in January of 1995, and lieutenant in January of 1998 at Nevada State Prison. He then transferred to Warm Springs Correctional Center. In July of 1999, transferred to Nevada State Prison, Northern Nevada Correctional Center as the administrative lieutenant. In January of 2004, he was appointed as the camp manager of Stewart Conservation Camp. He was then appointed as the associate warden of operations at Northern Nevada Correctional Center in January of 2006. He then transferred to Warm Springs Correctional Center as the associate warden of operations and programs. During the close of the Nevada State Prison in 2012, Nevada State Prison and Warm Springs combined, and he became the associate warden for both institutions. He was the last associate warden for the iconic Nevada State Prison. He retired on December 7th of 2014, a career spanning 30 years, during which he had all manner of duties and experiences ranging from death row to minimum custody. He also taught at the academies, and his favorite subject of teaching was ethics and leadership. Wes?
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the introduction, Sarge. That was the short version. Thank you for the opportunity to address the Academy. Thank you to the head table. Thank you very much. Thank you to the families and all those in attendance. But here we go. Prior to my retirement, I was widely regarded as a subject matter expert on everything pertaining to custody and operations for the department. Everything. I never testified before the legislature, but I briefed and advised those that did. Okay? And I started out as a correctional officer trainee, right where you're at right now. In addition to that, I was very well regarded by my peers. Upon my retirement, I received 2 plaques. One was from the department, and it noted the dates and expressed appreciation for my service. We all get those. The other plaque was a special one from my peers, and that one read as follows. Presented to Associate Warden Wes Matthijs, mentor, leader, inspiration, officer, supervisor, friend, confidant, co-worker, authority, historian. Thank you for over 30 years of dedication, devotion, leadership, commitment, loyalty, integrity, respect, and friendship to the Nevada Department of Corrections. They made me read that out aloud, and I almost didn't get it done because it was really emotional. Where'd that come from? What do you think? Given all that, what I wish for you now is that you have just as successful a career as what I did. That's what I wish for you. Merry Christmas. Based on my expertise, in order to have a successful career, as successful as I did, okay, or even more so, let's aim a little high. You're going to need a few things. You're going to need a lot of things. You're going to need knowledge. At this point, you've been given just enough knowledge to scratch the surface. I know it doesn't seem that way. It doesn't feel that way after the last 8 weeks. But trust me, you're just scratching the surface. You got enough right now to cover the first few weeks or the first few months of liability. So we're going to need to get smart. We're going to need knowledge. You're going to need to soak up and learn as much as possible. Soak up as much as you can from the simplest nuts and bolts of how things are done on the job, all the way up to high-level secondary education if you can. A lot of people going to night school. Some of you might be able to participate in FTO or similar OJT programs. Embrace that. I was lucky enough to have participated in the Journeyman program, which was a program a long time ago in the mid-'80s that was hosted through UNR. It was a cooperative extension sort of a thing. They don't have that program anymore. That's a shame. That was a 2-year trade school is what it was. I also attended college, studied ACA correspondence courses, graduated various post-academies, attended various FBI and National Institute of Corrections training, and so on. Embrace that. All that's out there, okay? Put as many tools in the toolbox as you can, because you never know when you're going to need them. My dad and I used to debate, I'll get to that. My dad and I used to debate which was better, a less educated staff or a more educated staff. His contention was that a less educated staff was less problematic for him. My counter was that a more educated staff achieved better, safer results while creating less liability. And I still believe that today. I'm still not sure if my dad actually believed a less educated staff was better. He liked to take a diametrically opposite view just to see where you were at, see what you were thinking. See you reason it out yourself, that sort of thing. My dad was the warden at the Nevada State Prison for 10 years, one of the longest serving wardens of that institution. And he retired in 2000 after 25 years with the department. So I didn't want to come to work for the department. I had other plans, but it's kind of our family business. So I got to, when they say over 30 years on that second plaque, I grew up listening to a lot of this stuff around the kitchen table and still wasn't ready for what I got into. All right? Okay, the point is get smart. Seek out the best practices. Learn something new every day. You don't know everything. I don't know everything. Okay? Knowledge can only help you. It cannot hurt you. All right? You're going to need professionalism, both on and off duty. By acting professional, both you and the department will be viewed positively instead of negatively. You're going to be viewed, you're going to be looked at all the time, even walking into a grocery store. Simple fact is, it's more difficult to do the job and move people with your mind if you are viewed negatively. We all know that, right? Understand going in that you're going to be held to a higher standard by the public, by the courts, by the department, by the media. Oh, by the way, don't talk to the media. Let the PIO do that. I had a deputy director one time when I was an associate warden over at NDOC. He says, get this cub reporter from Nevada Appeal, take him around on a tour. They would just put up the new Unit 10. Take him on a tour and, answer all his questions. And, I can't be there, but I need you to take care of that. Okay, so I did. I get a phone call in the morning. What were you doing talking to the press? Well, you told me to. Well, the director called and, he says, you're just lucky it came out as a good piece. Well, you told me to. Don't talk to the press. Don't talk to the media. Let the PIO handle that. All right, hold yourself to a higher standard as well, and you will have no problems in regard for professionalism. You want to be professionalism at all time. You don't want those unprofessional moments coming back, haunting you. Don't get into that. You're going to need respect. Respect of your peers, respect from the offenders. The level of respect that you should strive for with the inmates looks like this. If you were to meet an offender, an ex-offender, at the grocery store, at a sporting events, wherever, how's that going to go? Think about that. Every interaction is going to be remembered. In fact, the ex-offender might even thank you for having always treated them with respect, even though they were being, shall we say, adversarial in the past. This is something that has happened to me and my family a number of times. You turn a corner in the grocery store, oh, hi, how you? What's up? Could happen. Keep that in mind. You're going to need patience. You're going to be tested by the inmates, especially because you are new faces. Remember to be firm, fair, but consistent. We all know that, right? You need to have patience. Patience with yourself, patience with your peers, patience with the department. Things may not happen as fast as what you would like. Okay? But given enough time and enough patience, enough perseverance, they will happen. I guarantee it. I'm standing here living proof of it. Okay? You will need understanding. A lot of understanding. But remember, when it comes to the inmates, what do? We empathize, not sympathize. Don't get caught up in that. You will need to focus. Do not become complacent. Complacency in corrections and as a peace officer and in the prisons has been responsible for a host of calamities. Stuff that you read about in the papers and see on the news. Do not become complacent. Every day is going to be different. You will need teamwork and support. I did not achieve by myself. This didn't happen in a vacuum. Yours won't either. I had a lot of help along the way. Work together as a team. Can I get an hoorah? Come on. We're not going to scare the governor downstairs. Give me an hoorah. Hoorah! There we go. Excellent. Family support is crucial. Crucial. Same thing that Sheriff Furlong said. Take care of each other. Allow for decompression. I had the problem of living 2 minutes away from the prison, so there was never a commute for me. So what I just left behind me was 2 minutes away. And I always had that problem of decompressing, because when I walked in the door, Daddy, you're home. And allow for at least 20 minutes of decompression, okay? They're going to need it. You never know what they just saw walking out the door. Some people have a commute. They got, 20, 30 minutes to get somewhere, and they've got time to kind of wind it down, okay? Also, don't, just come home and just melt into that easy chair, okay? Leave work at work, and keep home at home. Okay? That is very, very important. One of the legs of the stool that Sheriff Furlong talked about. Above all, conduct yourself in an ethically positive manner at all times. Good rule of thumb, do not do anything you wouldn't want your mom and dad to see on the evening news. All right? You'll need integrity. Integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. Once you lose integrity, you've got nothing, and you're likely to never get it back. All right, keep that in mind. You get a sense that a lot of this is about how to think and how to conduct yourself? Well, it is. It's a major component of being successful in this career. From the very first moment you walk in the door, like the sheriff was saying, the inmates and staff are going to be wondering, how's this person going to act? Well, you're going to have to show them. And there is no denying that there is a public trust. Take that trust seriously. Do your utmost not to violate that trust. But at the same time, don't be surprised if the public is slow to praise you or thank you. Okay? I waited 20 years for someone from the public to say thank you to me, and this is how that went. I was the camp manager over at Stewart Conservation Camp, and I'd just gotten off work, and back then I didn't have direct deposit, so I had a paper check, and I just happened to be in uniform versus plain clothes, and so I took my check over to the bank, and I pulled in and I parked, and right next to me, in the handicapped, this little old lady pulls in and parks. She looked to be about 80-something years old. So I got out, and I went up to the front door. I was quite a bit quicker than she was. And I stood there by the door. And she got out and very slowly worked her way up to the door, very determined. She got up to the door, and I opened the first door for her. I opened the second door for her, and she went in, and she went over to a special counter, and then I went and got in line. A little while later, I feel somebody behind me, and this little tug on my sleeve. And I turned around, and it was her. And I'll never forget, she said to me, I just want to thank you and thank God for people like you, because if there weren't people like you, the world would be really messed up. And I stood there in shock and didn't know what to say. And then she turned and walked away. I waited 20 years for that. All right, hopefully you don't have to wait that long. Okay, but don't be surprised. Okay, these are some of the basics to keep in mind. Okay, success rarely happens spontaneously or by accident. You're going to have to do. You're going to have to make it happen. Okay? It's not going to be handed to you, or it's just not going to fall out of the sky. It's going to be you and your peers and your family doing it. Now, in order to be over the top successful, like I was, or even more so, like Sheriff Furlong, like Director Zarenda, you're also going to need willingness, what I call willingness and tenacity. My career was defined by willingness, tenacity, a lot of education, and a lot of hard work and equivalence. Sharpening of the skills, knowledge, and abilities. All right, when it comes to willingness, what I'm talking about is this. When you sit down and you sign those first work performance standards, there on the back side, there's this little block there that says, other duties is assigned. Additional duties is assigned. Okay? Embrace that. Embrace that. Put those tools in the toolbox. Be willing. Oh, nobody wants to work the psych ward. Nobody wants to work, this position or that position or whatever. Embrace that. Have that experience ranging all the way from death row to minimum custody. Okay? I mean, you can be successful as in hit 8-hour, 12-hour, 10-hour, 8 hours and hit the gate. You can be successful at that. But that's you settling. Okay, want more. When it comes to tenacity, 30 years is a long time. 20 years is a long time. Okay? It's going to take some tenacity. At one of my retirement get-togethers, I had a sergeant, Janae Holmes. She stood up at my retirement get-together, and she said, if I had to describe Wes in 3 words, it would be tenacity, tenacity, tenacity. Believe it or not, over 30 years, I only had 2 moments, 2 times walking out the gate where it was in my mind, oh no, this is it. I've had enough of this. But I sweated it out. Okay? If you want it, that's what you're going to have to do. This is what I wish for you. And this is the whole point of this talk. Not to preach at you or anything else. This is just to tell you what you need, what it's going to take, and what I wish for you. Okay, I've given you some of the things that may help you going forward. I'm sure that there's others that I haven't addressed. Okay, you'll figure it all out. We have limited time here. These things will get you started on the way to success. Use them wisely. You got a tough job to do. Okay, but I got faith in you. I have a lot of faith in you. I know where your head is at. I know where you've been. I know where you're going, and I know you can do it. All right? So get out there and get it done. Thank you again for the opportunity to address the Academy, and I want to congratulate them, wish them a safe journey. You guys be safe out there, and thank you very much.
All right, at this time, I'd like to introduce Associate Warden Daniel Collier, who will be conducting our oath of office.
Please stand. Raise your right arm and repeat after me. I state your name.
Caitlin Colley. Suzelina Gutierrez.
Eduardo Anaya Jacinto.
Lee Heron.
Raymond Barnhill.
Lance Stubbs. Cecil Parrish.
Trey Tino.
Morgan McKnight.
Alexander Gall.
James Rodriguez.
Jordan Minor. Tyler Pembroke.
Daryl Colbert.
Giovanni Camara.
Todd Wright.
Mario Daldi.
Lee Vision.
Ann Hill.
Robert Christie. Ryan Pickard.
Lorenzo Lawson.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support, protect, and defend.
That I will support, protect, and defend.
The Constitution and government of the United States of America.
The Constitution and government of the United States of America.
And the Constitution and government of the state of Nevada.
And the Constitution and government of the state of Nevada.
Against all enemies, whether domestic or foreign.
Against all enemies, whether domestic or foreign.
And that I will bear true faith, allegiance, and loyalty to the same.
And that I will bear true faith, allegiance, and loyalty to the same.
Of any ordinance, resolution, or law.
Of any ordinance, resolution, or law.
Of any state notwithstanding.
Of any state notwithstanding.
And that I will faithfully perform all duties.
And that I will faithfully perform all duties.
Of the position of peace officer in the state of Nevada.
Of the position of peace officer in the state of Nevada.
On which I'm about to enter.
On which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, I appreciate you.
All right, now's the time we've all been waiting for. I would like to invite our distinguished guests to the front of their tables for the badge pinning ceremony. Caitlin Calling, Northern Nevada Correctional Center. Zelina Gutierrez, Lovelock Correctional Center. Eduardo Anaya, Lovelock Correctional Center. Lee Heron, Lovelock Correctional Center, being pinned by his father, retired lieutenant from California Department of Corrections, Lee Heron. Raymond Barnhill, Lovelock Correctional Center. Lance Dove, Lovelock Correctional Center, being pinned by his father from Humboldt County Sheriff's Department. Azel Parrish, Lovelock Correctional Center. Trey Tina, Lovelock Correctional Center, pinned by his father from the Hawaii Police Department, Brian Tina. Yeah, bro. Morgan McKnight, Northern Nevada Correctional Center, pinned by her father, Gary McKnight, retired from California Department of Corrections. It's not as easy as it looks sometimes. Alexander Golf, Lovelock Correctional Center, pinned by his wife from the United States Navy, Jasmine Golf. Daniel Cardenas Guerrero, Lovelock Correctional Center. George Moreno, Lovelock Correctional Center. Tyler Pembroke, Northern Nevada Correctional Center, pinned by his grandfather, Gary Bradley, retired from Nevada State Prison. Daryl Hurlbert, Lovelock Correctional Center. Giovanni Camara, Lovelock Correctional Center. Todd Wright, Lakes Crossing. Mario Ugaldi, Lovelock Correctional Center. Malik Mitchell, Lovelock Correctional Center. Nathaniel Hill, Lovelock Correctional Center, pinned by his father, Stacy Hill, retired Lieutenant, Washoe County Sheriff's Office. Robert Christie, Lovelock Correctional Center. Ryan Gifford, Northern Nevada Correctional Center. Lorenzo Watley, Lovelock Correctional Center. Pleasure to announce the newest peace officers in the state of Nevada. Thank you all. Officers, you may be seated. All right, it's now my pleasure to present our Achievement Awards. Our students qualify with 3 weapons: the Glock 17 9mm semi-automatic pistol, the .223 caliber Ruger Mini 14 rifle, and the Penn Arms 40mm launcher. Also observed during this class were all aspects of range to include the following of instructions, following safety fundamentals, and guidelines while on a live range. Our top shot for this class with 100% in the Mini 14 and 100% in the Glock 17 goes to Officer Lance Dove. All right, academics. Our cadets take 4 academic tests and a comprehensive final exam in which they must score at least an 80% to pass. The tests are difficult and cover a full range of topics covered in the 8-week program. This group performed very well, achieving an overall average of 90.14%. The top academic award for this class with an overall average of 97.29% goes to Officer Nathaniel Hill. Challenge going to. Additionally, we asked the Academy to vote on a class leader, someone who stepped up and helped others out, someone who's not afraid to take control of a situation that may have arisen. The leadership award for this class goes to Officer Nathaniel Hill. Yeah, go ahead and do your speech. Make sure that doesn't roll off.
Good afternoon, everyone. Distinguished guests, instructors, family, friends, and classmates, it is a privilege to speak to you all today as a representative for Class 24 PST-04N. On behalf of our class, thank you for being here to celebrate this milestone with us today. To our director, James Durenda, Deputy Directors Emily Testweed, William Quenga, our special guests, Sheriff Ken Furlong, Retired Associate Warden Wes Mattice, Warden Henley, and Associate Wardens Clark, Hartman, and Collier. Your presence here today is a testament to the value and importance of the vocation we are about to undertake. Your support and dedication to this institution has set a standard for all of us, so thank you very much. To our instructors, thank you for your unwavering commitment to shaping us into capable officers. Every day you push us to our limits, helping us discover strength, resilience, and determination we may not know that we had. Your lessons and guidance will stay with us as we face the adversities of the road ahead. To our family and friends, thank you for being our rock through this journey. You provided us support when we would come home dirty, exhausted, and perhaps unsure of what we may have gotten ourselves into. Your belief in us gave us the determination to push forward, and your continued support will be a foundation we rely on as we move forward in our careers. To my fellow graduates, we did it. Through the countless push-ups, the soreness and bruising of defensive tactics, the cold and wind of the range, the blistering pain of OC certification, and the hours of death by PowerPoint, which didn't have nearly enough videos, we have persevered and proven we are ready to take on the path ahead. Every challenge faced has brought us closer to this moment, and we have learned to rely on each other and to grow as a team. As we leave here today and move forward to our different institutions and various shift assignments, let's carry forward the lessons of resilience, discipline, and duty that we have built together. We are not just individual officers, but a team bound by a commitment to uphold the integrity and values of this profession. Good luck to each of you as we move forward to the next step, and Godspeed. Thank you.
Continuing with some of our awards, during every academy, we ask cadets to recognize instructors who have inspired them. We have numerous guest instructors from across the department to assist us in ensuring our cadets get the best knowledge from the best sources. Our instructors come on their working days and many on their days off to ensure we're getting the very best for all of our cadets. Without them, our academy staff will be stretched thin, so a big thank you to all the guest instructors. Our academy instructor of the quarter is Eric Ortiz from the Office of the Inspector General. Eric started his 24-year career with the Nevada Department of Corrections, beginning in 2000 as a correctional officer, Special Response Team member, SRT, member of the Evidence Manager Team, Institutional Yard Investigator. In 2011, he was promoted to the Office of the Inspector General for the Nevada Department of Corrections as a Criminal Investigator 1, and progressed through the ranks to Criminal Investigator 3, with an emphasis on security threat groups, STG, or gangs. Eric has worked with and around the prison, street gangs, and is a member and associate since 2003. Eric offers a broad knowledge and history specific to gangs in Nevada, organized crime, as well as current trends and intelligence associated with these groups as they operate inside and outside of prison. Since 2012, he has focused on tracking Sereno and Mexican mafia trends within the Nevada Department of Corrections. Ortiz has assisted with the management of Nevada's most active security threat group inmates, as well as STG affiliates and inmates from other states incarcerated within the Nevada Department of Corrections on an interstate compact. Ortiz has been assigned as the STG/gang instructor and at the NDOC Post Academies from 2013 to 2024, and is a current member of the California Gang Task Force. Eric is currently a task force officer, FTO, with the Las Vegas and Reno FBI Safe Streets Task Force. And on his free time, he enjoys camping with his family, working on classic cars, and he's a Raiders fan. Eric. Our final award is our Tactical Instructor of the Quarter, is Michael Orzel from Northern Nevada Correctional Center. Officer Orzel has been with NDOC for 5 years. He's originally from Poland, where he received his black belt in judo and competed for the Polish national team. Officer Orzel received his black belt in jiu-jitsu from Charles Gracie in Reno, Nevada. In his free time, Officer Orzel enjoys skiing in the winter and traveling with his family. Orzel. Today's closing remarks will be made from our director, James Zarenda, who started as a correctional officer in Connecticut Department of Corrections and worked his way through the ranks, eventually becoming the commissioner for the Connecticut Department of Corrections. He has been responsible for running jails and correctional facilities all over the country, to include New York and Las Vegas. He was the director of the Nevada Department of Corrections from 2016 to 2019 and was asked to come back as director by Governor Joe Lombardo in 2023. Sir?
All right, well, first of all, thank you for everyone for coming. This is a great support to show for your family and friends, because they're going to need it. And as we all need it all the time, make sure you're there for them when they need it as well. But when people ask me, and I spoke at the graduating class down in Las Vegas last month, one of the cadets, the training officers, asked me, what is the same and what is different around the country with correction officers and those that wear the badge? And honestly, when I have to really think about it, what's the same is yourself. You know what's right. You know how to treat people. You know how to treat yourselves, and you never want to change that whether you're working in a jail, a prison, county jail, city jail, whatever it is. Remember who you are, and remember to treat people as individuals and treat them as they are human beings, just like you would yourself and your families. Anyway, the other thing that I got to remember to tell you is your badge. You respect your badge, respect where it came from, and respect who you are with that badge. And what I mean too is your neighbors will probably don't know your name, but they will know where you work. Out in the community, when you're off duty, when you do good things, when you do bad, they relate it as a Department of Corrections employee, which means that you represent all of us. So do well in the community and off duty as well, because we are all together as a team and you'll all represent us, and we want to hear in the papers that all you did well for all of us, and we hope you share in the pride that we all have. Anyway, congratulations to you, congratulations to the family and friends, and best wishes, and can't wait to see how your futures turn out.
Thank you, Director. To the friends and family in attendance, I want to say thank you. The work of a correctional officer is not easy. We just don't want our officers to survive, we want them to thrive. Your care, understanding, and patience and support is paramount for their long-term success and well-being. Having a strong support system is vital for peace officers. I can tell you personally from my 18 years of experience, this is arguably the toughest job in law enforcement. No offense, sir. Your presence in their lives will make a significant difference. There'll be good days and there'll be bad days. But coming home to our families helps alleviate those bad days. Living with a correctional officer presents unique challenges and realities. The shifts we work are often long and full of simple tasks. However, those often long and boring days can change in an instant when an emergency call goes out. 8, 10, and 12-hour shifts can become 16 to 24-hour shifts in a matter of seconds. Plans change at a moment's notice on these days. These officers will miss holidays, birthdays, anniversaries, and planned family events. It takes an emotional toll on our officers. Some days, the job might be emotionally tough, and they might need a little time to decompress. It's not that they don't want to talk, it's just that they need some time to process these situations, to fully grasp the concept of what had happened and how to decompress in those situations. Please understand that not talking to a significant other or family member is not a sign that they are upset with you. They're just trying to process. We try to shield you all from the things that we see and deal with through our normal day, even though when our normal day isn't normal at all. Just know that friends and family are the most important things they have. And they do this all for you and for the community. Family is always first and foremost in our minds. And to my class, you guys have overcome a lot in the last 8 weeks. There have been some bumps in the road in this academy, but you've not let it stop your drive and determination. Remember all you've learned. Remember all you've overcome. Remember some of the injuries and soreness, the pain, the studying, the random PT sessions, and the tests. All those led you to this moment. Remember the laughs you had in class too, the jarring back and forth between us regarding who's the best football team. Last Academy graduate, I would say my team. This one I'm slightly embarrassed and say that I'm a Niners fan, but we'll move on from there, okay? And who some of the NFL's worst teams are. Raiders, Cowboys, Packers, just to name a few. In all seriousness, always remember why you chose this career. And when you arrive at the yard, perform to your best of your abilities. I'm proud of all that you have learned and accomplished in these 8 short weeks. Remember to lean on each other and your families. And remember, my team and I are always here to answer questions, just a call or an email away. At this time, I would like to ask everybody to stand one last time for the retrieval of the colors.
Colors. Left, face. Forward, march. Left. Left.
Unfortunately, I don't have any videos for you guys to show. No, it's my specialty. But lucky for you, this is on video, so you get to rewatch it over and over when you're bored and we don't show videos at work. Class, congratulations, you're officially dismissed.